Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle their entire lives? Is it luck? Is it talent? No. It's mindset. Your money, your financial future, your success, they all begin with how you think. Today, I want to share with you a collection of powerful principles that will help you reshape your thinking and unlock your financial potential. Your mind is the greatest asset you will ever own. It is the workshop where your future is built, the factory where your fortune is either manufactured or destroyed. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of success starts first as a thought. And just the same, every failure, every setback, every limitation is born in the same place. The question is, what kind of factory are you running? Some people have allowed their minds to become factories of excuses. They churn out doubt, fear, and reasons why things won't work. They let circumstances dictate their potential. They wake up each day producing the same product, mediocrity. Because they have convinced themselves that success is for other people. They believe wealth is a matter of luck, and so they never look for opportunities. They believe they will always struggle, so they never take the bold steps necessary to break free. Their mind manufactures the very chains that keep them stuck. But there is another way. You can take control. You can rewire the factory. You can become the kind of person who sees possibilities where others see problems. You can decide that your mind will no longer be an assembly line of limitations, but a production house of wealth-building ideas. And when I say wealth, I mean more than just money. I mean the richness of a life well lived, full of purpose, relationships, health, and contribution. Because true wealth starts in the mind, not in the bank account. It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, start asking, how can I afford it? Instead of saying, I don't have the right connections, say, how can I create opportunities? Instead of saying, I've never done that before, declare, I will figure it out. The words you use, the thoughts you allow to take root, shape the results you create. Your mind is powerful beyond measure, but it must be trained. Just like a factory needs quality raw materials to produce great products, your mind needs the right inputs to produce a wealthy life. Feed it books that challenge you, conversations that elevate you, experiences that stretch you. Guard it against negativity, against influences that diminish your belief, because whatever you consistently plant in your mind, you will inevitably harvest in your life. Decide today that your mind will no longer be a factory of excuses, but a factory of solutions. That it will no longer be a factory of doubt, but a factory of belief. That it will no longer be a factory of fear, but a factory of action. If you do that, you will begin to see doors open where others see walls. You will start to attract people, ideas, and circumstances that propel you forward. And before you know it, your life will reflect the wealth you have cultivated in your mind. Your fortune is not waiting for you out there. It is being built in here, right now, in your mind. So take charge of your factory and start manufacturing the future you deserve. Your financial future is not determined by luck, the economy, or even your circumstances. It is determined by the invisible blueprint that exists in your mind. The deep-seated beliefs you hold about money, wealth, and success. This blueprint was not something you consciously designed. It was shaped for you by your upbringing, your environment, and the messages you absorbed over the years. Some people grew up in homes where money was a constant source of stress, where phrases like, we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees were spoken like absolute truths. Others were told that wanting more was selfish, that wealth was reserved for the lucky few, or that financial success required some kind of moral compromise. Without realizing it, they inherited a mindset of scarcity. And here's the challenge. Your blueprint dictates your financial reality. If you believe money is hard to come by, it will always be just out of reach. If you believe wealth is for others but not for you, that belief will shape your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your results. If deep down you associate money with greed or corruption, you will find ways consciously or unconsciously to push it away or scam it. You will sabotage your own potential without even realizing it. But here's the good news. Just as a blueprint can be redesigned, your financial mindset can be rewired. The first step is awareness, recognizing the beliefs that have been controlling your financial life. Start asking yourself, what were you taught about money growing up? What emotions come up when you think about wealth? Do you believe you deserve financial abundance, or do you feel guilty for wanting more? The answers to these questions will reveal the programming that has been running in the background, shaping your financial destiny. Once you identify those limiting beliefs, it's time to upgrade them. Replace scarcity with abundance. Shift from seeing money as a source of stress to viewing it as a tool for freedom, impact, and opportunity. Instead of thinking, I'll never be rich, start saying, I am capable of creating wealth. Instead of believing money is evil, remind yourself that money is neutral. It's simply a magnifier of the person you already are. If you are kind, generous, and purposeful, money will allow you to amplify those qualities. The moment you upgrade your financial blueprint, you will begin to see new possibilities. You will start making different decisions. You will begin to attract the right opportunities, the right ideas, and the right people. Your income is nothing more than a reflection of the value you create, and your ability to create value starts with your beliefs. Decide today that you will no longer be limited by an outdated blueprint. Design a new one that empowers you, one that supports the financial future you truly want. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. Change your blueprint and you will change your reality. Hard work is important, but it is not the secret to wealth. If working hard were the key, the world would be filled with wealthy janitors, construction workers, and laborers who put in back-breaking hours every single day. Yet we know that's not the case. Because wealth does not flow to those who work the hardest, it flows to those who create the most value. Think about it. The marketplace does not reward effort. It rewards results. It does not pay you for how many hours you put in. It pays you for the problems you solve, the impact you create, and the value you bring. If you want to increase your income, don't just work harder, become more valuable. Ask yourself, how can I serve more people? How can I solve bigger problems? Because the more valuable you become, the more you attract wealth. A doctor who saves lives earns more than a cashier who scans groceries, not because one works harder than the other, but because one delivers greater value to society. A business owner who provides jobs and innovative solutions earns more than an employee doing routine tasks, not because they put in more hours, but because they create more impact. The key to wealth is to stop trading time for money and start trading value for money. Because time is limited, but value is limitless. When you increase your skills, when you develop expertise, when you innovate and solve real problems, you separate yourself from the crowd. You elevate yourself from being just another worker to being an asset, someone people seek out, someone the marketplace rewards. And here's the best part. Value is something you can always increase. You are not stuck where you are. You can learn more, do more, contribute more. You can study your industry, develop a rare skill, become the best at what you do. You can take on challenges that others avoid, push yourself to grow, and find ways to serve on a larger scale. Because money is nothing more than an exchange of value. The greater the value you offer, the greater the wealth you will receive. But it starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? Start asking, how can I make myself more valuable? Instead of looking for ways to get rich quickly, look for ways to develop skills that will make you indispensable. Because when you focus on growth, when you focus on contribution, when you focus on becoming the kind of person who creates massive value, wealth will follow. The world does not need more people working harder at the wrong things. It needs more people who are willing to think bigger, serve better, and solve greater problems. And when you become that kind of person, when you commit to delivering value at the highest level, you will never have to chase money again. It will chase you. Your financial future is not determined by luck, chance, or a single breakthrough moment. It is shaped by what you do every single day. Wealth is not an accident. It is the result of consistent, disciplined habits repeated over time. The difference between those who succeed financially and those who struggle isn't intelligence, background, or luck. It's the choices they make day in and day out. Wealthy people don't just think differently, they act differently. They read, they invest, they plan, they execute. They understand that financial success isn't about waiting for the perfect opportunity, it's about creating it through disciplined action. They don't waste time complaining about the economy, blaming circumstances, or waiting for someone to rescue them. Instead, they take full responsibility. They know that every decision, no matter how small, adds up over time. On the other hand, broke people operate by a different set of habits. They live for the moment, spending money they don't have on things they don't need. They procrastinate on learning, on investing, on taking action. They let emotions drive their financial decisions. Buying out of impulse, avoiding responsibility out of fear, and postponing discipline because it feels uncomfortable. They tell themselves, I'll start saving when I make more money, not realizing that saving is a habit, not a dollar amount. They make excuses instead of making changes, and their results reflect it. If you want to change your financial future, you don't need $1 million to start. You need to start acting like someone who is on the path to wealth. You need to build the habits of someone who takes control of their financial destiny. Start today. Track your spending. Even if you think you already know where your money goes, you'll be surprised at how many small leaks are draining your financial future. Invest in your mind, because your income will never exceed your personal growth. Read books on wealth, on business, on personal development. Learn from those who have built success and apply what you learn. Discipline yourself to do what others won't. Save even when it's inconvenient. Invest even when the return isn't immediate. Say no to unnecessary expenses, not because you can't afford them, but because you are focused on a bigger goal. Plan your financial future with intention rather than letting life push you wherever it pleases. Most people let their money control them. Successful people control their money. The truth is, financial freedom isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. The small habits you develop today will determine where you end up years from now. The difference between financial struggle and financial success is often just a handful of daily disciplines, consistently applied over time. So decide now, will your habits lead you to wealth or will they keep you stuck? Because your financial future is not something that just happens to you. It is something you create one habit at a time. The way you see the world will shape your financial future, not your job, not the economy, not the government, your perspective. Because there are only two ways to look at money: success and opportunity, through the lens of scarcity or the lens of abundance. And the one you choose will dictate the results you get in life. Scarcity is the mindset that says there's not enough. Not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough resources, not enough luck. It's the belief that success is reserved for the few, that wealth is a zero-sum game, that if someone else wins, you must lose. People with this mindset hoard what they have, afraid to invest, afraid to grow, afraid to take risks. They shrink when times get tough, waiting, hoping, wishing for circumstances to change. And when they see someone succeed, instead of being inspired, they become resentful. Scarcity thinking keeps people trapped, not because of external circumstances, but because of internal limitations. Abundance, on the other hand, sees the world differently. It says there's always a way, always another opportunity, always a new idea, always a solution waiting to be discovered. It's the belief that wealth is not something to be taken, it is something to be created. That success isn't limited, but expansive. That money flows where value is delivered. People with this mindset don't see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. They don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They know that the more they serve, the more they earn. The more they grow, the more they gain. And when they see others succeed, they don't see it as a threat. They see it as proof that more is possible. The truth is, your financial future will be determined by which of these perspectives you choose to live by. Because the mind is powerful, what you focus on, you attract. If you focus on scarcity, you'll find reasons to stay stuck. You'll see obstacles instead of possibilities. You'll hesitate when you should take action. But if you train your mind to see abundance, you'll start recognizing opportunities others ignore. You'll think bigger, act bolder, and move forward, even when others retreat. Some people say, I'll believe in abundance when I see it. But that's not how it works. You don't wait for abundance to appear before you believe in it. You believe in it first, and then you start seeing it everywhere. It's a shift in perspective that changes everything. Because once you truly understand that there is no shortage of wealth, no shortage of success, no shortage of opportunity, you stop competing and you start creating. So ask yourself, which will you choose? The limits of scarcity or the possibilities of abundance? Because one will keep you stuck and the other will set you free. And the moment you make the decision to embrace abundance, your financial future will never be the same. The people you spend time with are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Look around. Who are the voices influencing your thoughts, your habits, your decisions? Are they pushing you toward growth or are they keeping you stuck? Because the truth is, your network is your net worth. The conversations you engage in, the beliefs you absorb, the expectations you set for yourself, all of these are deeply influenced by the people in your circle. If you surround yourself with people who complain about money, who believe success is out of reach, who see wealth as something that only happens to other people, then their mindset will become your mindset. Their excuses will become your excuses. Their limitations will shape your expectations. And before you know it, you'll find yourself living the same struggles, making the same mistakes, trapped in the same cycle, not because you lack potential, but because you've allowed the wrong influences to dictate your thinking. But there's another way. If you surround yourself with winners, thinkers, doers, and dreamers, people who are building, creating, striving for something bigger, you'll start to absorb their habits, their mindset, their energy. You'll start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and pushing yourself further. You'll see what's possible because you'll be surrounded by proof that success isn't reserved for the lucky. It's created by those who refuse to settle. There's an old saying, if you want to know where your life is headed, look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your income, your mindset, your level of success. It's often an average of those 5 people. If they are driven, focused, and disciplined, chances are you will be too. If they are negative, complacent, and full of excuses, it's only a matter of time before their habits become yours. So ask yourself, who do you spend your time with? Who do you allow to speak into your life? Who do you listen to when it comes to money, success, and opportunity? Because the people you associate with are either elevating you or holding you back. There is no neutral ground. The good news? You have the power to choose. You can decide right now to level up your circle. Seek out mentors, read books by great minds, engage in conversations that challenge you. Find people who inspire you, who push you, who make you uncomfortable in the best way because they refuse to let you play small. If you don't have that network yet, build it. Invest in relationships that stretch you, that make you think, that force you to grow. Because success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you surround yourself with. So be intentional. Choose your circle wisely. Because in the end, your network is not just a reflection of where you are. It's a preview of where you're going. Fear and comfort, the 2 silent thieves of success. They creep in unnoticed, wrapping themselves around your potential, whispering reasons why you should stay where you are, why you shouldn't take that next step, why you should wait just a little longer. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're still stuck in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. Most people never achieve financial freedom, not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack opportunity, but because they are afraid. Afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, afraid of what others might think, afraid to step into the unknown. So they settle for what's familiar, for what's comfortable, for what feels safe. But here's the truth, nothing grows in comfort. If you want to build wealth, if you want to create success, you must be willing to stretch, to take risks, to bet on yourself. Think about it. Every successful person you admire had to make a decision at some point, a decision to step beyond their fear, a decision to do something they weren't sure would work, a decision to act even when doubt was screaming in their mind. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They didn't wait until the fear disappeared. They moved forward despite it. And because of that, they change their lives. But most people, they hesitate, they overthink. They wait for perfect conditions, for absolute certainty, for some guarantee of success. And that hesitation costs them opportunities. That hesitation keeps them broke. Because while they're waiting, someone else is acting. While they're doubting, someone else is taking the leap. While they're clinging to comfort, someone else is building the life they only dream about. And here's the irony. What most people fear isn't real. They fear failure as if failure is permanent. It's not. They fear rejection as if rejection defines them. It doesn't. They fear stepping outside their comfort zone as if staying where they are is the safer option, but it's not. Because comfort comes at a cost. It keeps you small. It keeps you struggling. It keeps you trapped in a life that is far less than what you're capable of. Your breakthrough will only come when your desire for success becomes greater than your fear of failure. When you finally decide that staying the same is no longer an option. When you understand that the cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of taking a risk. Yes, you might fail. Yes, you might stumble. Yes, you might face challenges. But what's the alternative? Living the next 10, 20, 30 years playing it safe and wondering what could have been? You have to make a choice. Fear or freedom? Comfort or growth? Staying where you are or stepping into the life you were meant to build? And the moment you decide to act, the moment you decide that fear will no longer control you, everything changes. Because success isn't found in certainty, it's found in courage. And the future belongs to those who are willing to take the leap. Most people wake up every morning, go to work, trade their hours for dollars, and repeat the cycle day after day, year after year. They work hard, they put in the time, but no matter how much effort they give, they never seem to get ahead. Why? Because they're following a broken formula. They are working for money instead of making money work for them. The wealthy understand something that most people don't. Time is limited, but money can grow. If all you do is trade your time for money, you will always be stuck in a cycle of limitation. You can only work so many hours in a day. You can only push yourself so far. And at some point, you will hit a ceiling. But money has no limits. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't take breaks. It doesn't need sleep. When put in the right places, money works around the clock, multiplying, growing, and creating more opportunities. This is the shift you must make. You must move from working for money to making money work for you. That means learning how to invest, how to grow your wealth, how to put your dollars to work so they bring back more dollars. It doesn't matter if you start small. It doesn't matter if you only have a little to invest right now. What matters is that you start. Because every dollar that sits idle is a wasted opportunity. Think about this. Most people work hard for their money, but they never take the time to learn how money works. They don't understand how to grow it, how to protect it, how to multiply it. And as a result, they stay trapped. The wealthy, they study money. They learn the rules of the game. They understand that every dollar they invest wisely is a soldier working for them, building their future, creating their freedom. So what does this mean for you? It means you need to find a way to make your money work. Whether it's stocks, real estate, starting a business, whatever path you choose, the key is to get your money out of idle mode and into motion. Because motion creates momentum, and momentum over time leads to financial freedom. Some people say, I don't know where to start. Start by learning, read books, listen to those who have done it, surround yourself with people who understand wealth. Others say, I don't have enough money to invest. That's a scarcity mindset. Even small investments made consistently compound over time. And some say, what if I lose money? The better question is, what if I never take action? Because the only way to stay broke is to do nothing. The choice is yours. You can keep working for money, trading hours for paychecks, hoping something changes. Or you can start today learning, growing, and building a future where your money works for you, even while you sleep. And when that happens, life will never be the same. The world is constantly changing. The economy shifts, technology advances, industries rise and fall. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. The question is, are you changing with it? Are you learning, adapting, and evolving? Or are you holding on to the past, hoping things will stay the same? Wealthy people understand a simple truth. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, your income, your opportunities, and your future begin to shrink. Look around. Every great success story is built on the foundation of learning. Those who achieve wealth are the ones who stay ahead of the curve. They read, they seek knowledge, They surround themselves with people who challenge them to think bigger. They embrace change, not fear it. But most people, they resist. They get comfortable. They say, this is how I've always done it, and expect the world to wait for them. They rely on an outdated skill set, hoping it will still be relevant in 5, 10, 20 years. And when the world moves forward without them, they wonder why they're struggling. They blame the government, the economy, their boss, anyone but themselves. But the truth is, their financial situation is a direct reflection of how much they've learned, adapted, and evolved. Look at the most successful people today. They weren't born with a roadmap to success. They figured it out by constantly learning, by staying open to new ideas, by adjusting when necessary. The people who stay broke, they refuse to adapt. They hold on to limiting beliefs, outdated skills, and the same old excuses. But the world doesn't wait for anyone. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. If you're not evolving, you're getting left behind. The good news, you have the power to change that. You have the ability to learn anything, to develop new skills, to surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking. The books are there, the courses are available, the mentors exist. The question is, will you take advantage of them? Or will you keep waiting for life to get easier? Because here's the reality. Wealth flows to those who evolve. Money follows value, and value comes from knowledge. The more you know, the more valuable you become. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities open up. This is why the wealthy never stop learning. They understand that the world rewards those who grow. They don't fear change. They use it to their advantage. So take a hard look at where you are right now. Are you growing or are you stuck? Are you adapting or are you resisting? Are you actively learning or are you coasting through life, hoping things will work out? The answers to these questions will determine your financial future. Because the truth is, you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to settle for the same struggles year after year. But you do have to make a choice to learn, to adapt, to evolve. And if you commit to that, the money, the opportunities, and the success will follow. One of the great paradoxes of wealth is this: the more you give, the more you receive. At first glance, it doesn't seem to make sense. How can giving something away bring more of it into your life? How can success come from letting go? But the most successful people, the wealthiest individuals, the most fulfilled human beings, they all understand this principle. They don't cling, they don't hoard, they don't operate from fear. Instead, they give, they share, they contribute. And because of that, their lives overflow with abundance. The moment you decide to give, something shifts inside you. You move from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of plenty. You stop focusing on what you lack and start recognizing what you already have. And when you operate from that place, from a belief that there is always more than enough, the world responds in kind. Doors open, opportunities appear, and resources flow in your direction. It's as if the universe is waiting to see if you trust it. And the moment you prove that you do, it rewards you with more. But too many people live with closed fists. They hold on to their money, their time, their knowledge, convinced that if they give even a little, they will have less. They operate from fear. Fear that there won't be enough. Fear that they might lose. Fear that someone else will get ahead. And because they live in fear, they never experience abundance. They never realize that wealth isn't just about accumulation, it's about circulation. Money, like energy, must flow. When you stop that flow, you stop the process of receiving. Giving isn't just about charity. It's about developing a mindset that attracts success. When you give your time, you build relationships. When you give your knowledge, you increase your influence. When you give financially, you reinforce to yourself that you are not living in lack, but in abundance. And when you truly believe that, your actions change. You take bolder steps. You see bigger possibilities. You make decisions from a place of confidence, not fear. And in doing so, you position yourself to receive more than you ever imagined. Look at the wealthiest people in the world. They are also some of the most generous. Not because they became wealthy first and then decided to give, but because they understood early on that giving is a part of wealth building. They didn't wait until they had millions to start sharing. They gave when they had little, and because they gave, their wealth expanded. So the question is, are you living in fear or are you living in abundance? Are you holding on tightly, afraid to lose? Or are you willing to open your hands, to share, to trust that what you give will return to you multiplied? Because life has a way of rewarding those who understand this simple truth. When you give freely, without expectation, you will always receive more than you ever gave. So here's the final thought. Your mindset is the foundation of your wealth. Change how you think, and you will change your financial future. Don't just hope for money. Think differently, act differently, and money will follow. The choice is yours. Now go build the life you deserve.